Extra, extra, read all about it. Circus performer dies in the middle of a big show. Wasn't an accident, it was a murder. Get your papers and read all about it. Hey boy, you want a paper? It's a story of mystery and intrigue. Hey boy, you hear me? Hey boy!
Say it again, call me a boy again, I dare you.
Blimey, Alaska, I didn't know it were you. What are you doing here then?
I got the call.
The call? What call?
You didn't get the call.
No, or I know what call, wouldn't I?
So no call.
Am I not making that clear?
So what are you doing here?
Selling papers. I get a fourth for every 100 I sell.
Oh, you're a regular Vanderbilt.
That's right. Be a rich man, me. A little jingle in me pocket and coin in the bank. I ain't gonna be a poor orphan me whole life. I'll be respected. People look up to me. We came as soon as we got the call.
Where's Wiggins? What time is it? Are we late? Nah, Wiggins ain't here yet. Looks like you two got all sweaty for nothing.
The lady doesn't sweat, she glows.
Yeah, well you're glowing like a horse.
At least I've managed to bathe once in a while.
I done took a bath last Saturday. I ain't no princess gotta take me a bubbly bath every week.
What's a bubbly bath? It's not the smell so much, it's the burning in my eyes.
Am I offending your senses? I didn't know you was such a laced oily.
What's a laced oily?
A frail, nothing low rag that don't serve no purpose.
A doily protects your beloved things from abuse and scratches. Oh, what added beauty to your home.
Can I be a doily?
Of course you can.
Dadgum, how you been, Phoebe?
Very well. And ow, we haven't seen you at the orphanage.
Nah, I'm better off on my own. Living by my wits.
Probably while you're serving.
That was like a joke.
Without actually being funny.
Good, you all got the call.
What? Call.
Wiggins!
Good to see you, mate.
Really glad you all came.
Told you to answer the call.
What? Call!
Wiggins hung the red clock outside 221 Baker Street.
I didn't see it.
That's because you was too busy making your fortune.
One farthing at a time, boy.
Hey,
Last. She's not very lasty.
make another joke about me. I dare you.
Don't sprinkle the dress, please and thank you.
So why are we here, huh? How come and why?
Well, Sherlock Holmes, the world's greatest detective, needs our help on another case.
Is it an important case? Is it a big case? Does it involve octopuses?
No. We are Mr. Holmes' eyes and ears on the street. Junior detectives, you might say.
Wow, where'd you get that?
I bought it. It's just like the one Mr. Holmes uses.
Must cost a bleeding fortune.
Every penny I ever had.
Never get rich that way, Wiggins.
Care about the money.
Hey, don't talk like that. Blasphemy, that is.
Besides, Mr. Holmes has promised us a shilling each.
Each?
And a half-crown for whoever solves the crime.
Half a crown? Last time in.
Professor Moriarty ain't involved, is he? That evil genius gives me the willies.
I shouldn't think so. Not on this case.
What are the Willies? And why are they called Willies? Why aren't they called Bills or Sir William?
Where are we going?
You're gonna love this. We're off to the Bloomin' Circus.
Never been to the circus. Who can afford it? Penny to get in? Bloody genius, that is. Double extra for the sideshows. Maybe loan me a circus one day.
Where is everybody?
I don't know. Maybe it's not open yet.
Where's Mr. Holmes?
I don't know. You say you need our help to discover what happened to the sword swallower who died the other night?
A sword swallower died?
Right in the middle of a blooming performance. We're in all the papers. I'll tell you all about it for a shilling.
Sure, Mr. Holmes will be here in a jiffy.
Hurry up, look sharp. You get this man in my coach and get him to the hospital right well now.
Right away, Inspector. You can count on us.
What?
Right away, Inspector. You can count on us.
That's what I said.
What?
That's what I said.
What did you say?
No, he said. That's what I said. Me, he said what I said.
Yep, just hurry, you two.
Inspector Lestrade, what's happening?
What are you lot doing here?
We're helping Mr. Holmes.
Quite. Well, Mr. Holmes is taken ill. We're getting him to the hospital.
Is this him? What happened? Mr. Holmes! Mr. Holmes!
Leave off, lad. He can't hear you. He's very sick.
What's wrong with his hand?
Nothing is wrong with his hand.
His fingers is all black.
It's not his fingers I'm worried about. Now let us get him to a hospital. Off you go. Quick march.
All right, on the way in a bomb hurry.
All right, we're on our way in a big hurry.
That's what I said.
I know you said, but they didn't know what you said.
Now how can we help, Inspector?
You can stay out of the way.
But
Hush, lad. The grown-ups are talking about grown-uppy things. Now, Mr. Wainwright, what's with all these youngsters flitting about?
They are part of my circus.
These half pints? Surely not.
Indeed, Inspector.
My father's circus is unique in all the world.
How's that?
We're an orphan circus?
An orphan circus?
What my daughter is saying, Inspector, is that I have a soft spot for orphans, being one myself. I adopted Elsa here, and she has been my joy and sunshine. I'm so proud of her. I love her so much I wanted more.
What? All of these are your children?
No, Inspector. But all of these orphan children are part of our circus family. I feed them and clothe them, give them a home, a hope, and a purpose, and they each apprentice to the different acts.
All these tykes are performers?
Not yet, but they will be.
Someday.
Well, I never heard of anything like that before. And that's the truth. Right, but I want to talk to the adults.
I have them all gathered in the big top, waiting for your questions.
Lead on. We're going to get to the bottom of what happened to your sword swallower.
Inspector, how can we help?
Help? You lot can help by going home.
We don't have a home. Mr. Holmes asked for our help.
Well, here's a bit of detective work for you, boy.
Say it again. Call me a boy.
Easy.
Mr. Holmes ain't here. He took ill, and we just rushed him off to the hospital. And Scotland Yard doesn't require the services of a bunch of street rats.
What's a street rat?
She means us. Got a rubbish.
Rubbish.
You're not policemen either.
But Mr. Holmes said...
And you ain't Sherlock Holmes either, are you, lad? Look, I don't know what Mr. Holmes sees in you, but this one is not for you. Now get out of here, or I'll have you thrown in the clink for obstructing an officer of the yard of your duties.
But
No buts. Go on. Mr. Wainwright, let's go have a chat with your more mature employees.
come, everyone.
So much for me, bloody Sean.
What happened? What's next? Are we leaving?
Looks like we have to.
No, we're not leaving.
We heard Lestrade, she wants us gone.
Of course she does. She ain't no different than the rest of them adults. The only one I ever met worth a soul is Mr. Holmes.
Say that again.
Don't matter to him what your station may be. Sherlock, everyone can do alright. And I ain't letting him down.
But Mr. Holmes ain't here. He's sick.
Right. Look what I found in his hat.
Is it private?
No.
Oh, good. And it's not an octopus, is it?
No.
What's it say?
Just my name, Wiggins. In one word, murder.
Murdered?
That's right. That's why we're here, to help find the killer.
Brian, well, Lestrade.
You know Mr. Holmes always says Inspector Lestrade couldn't find her own bottom with both hands. And with Dr. Watson away on his honeymoon, who else is going to catch us a killer? It's up to us.
But you heard Lestrade. She'll lock us up. I ain't going back to no orphanage, and I ain't going to no workhouse neither. I like living on the streets. Don't you?
Not so much.
Besides, we don't have to get in Lestrade's way. She's off investigating all the adults.
So?
When do adults ever know anything?
Right, so we talk to the young ones.
Simple. We'll split up, talk to the orphans, and see which one catches us a killer. Who's with me?
I am.
I reckon.
Alright, we split up, gather notes, and come back and compare them. Ready?
Ready!
Alright then, the game's afoot.
What are you doing?
What are you doing here? I thought you were with your father.
I was, but Inspector Lestrade is investigating adults. She asked me to clear out. I don't think she likes kids much.
Say that twice would be half right.
You're trying to figure out what happened to Crispin, aren't you?
Who?
Crispin, the sword swallower? Poor unlucky man. He was such a kind and loving soul once. You're investigating his death, I assume. Even though Inspector Lestrade told you not to.
Listen.
It's alright, I won't tell. I don't think Inspector Lestrade can find out what happened anyways. That's why my father hired Sherlock Holmes. You look up to him, don't you?
Makes you say that.
I'm not stupid. I saw the way you looked when you found out he was sick. You've got a magnifying glass just like his, and you're wearing his hat.
You wouldn't understand.
No! Look at my hand. See? The letter W for Wainwright. It's my father's ring, and I wear it proudly. He adopted me when I was 7. He gave me a home, a family. I owe him everything. I love him, and I will dedicate my life to being exactly like him.
Alright, maybe you do understand a little. It's just, Mr. Holmes, he ain't like the rest of them, you know? It takes time to look inside you. To them others, I was a pickpocket. Not to Mr. Holmes. Even after I stole from him 10 pieces in a silver bucket.
What did he do?
Well, he didn't turn me in, that's for sure. Could have put me away. Saw me as a man of talent. Saw me as a man of talent, he did.
And now you are?
That's right. Mr. Holmes believed in me when no one else did.
So now you want to be exactly like him?
You know that sounds daft.
No, not at all. Let's see how you're doing.
What?
Sherlock Holmes is known for his power of deduction. Look at me. Tell me what you see.
Alright. go away to boarding school. Shelby School for Girls in Brighton. You should wear glasses, but you don't. You think they make you look silly.
How do you know all that?
Well, see lines around your eyes where you squint, which means you don't see well, but you don't wear glasses. You can afford them, so the only reason not to is that you don't like them. You got the callus on your right index finger, which says you write a lot. Not naturally right-handed, because that put a callus on your middle finger. And I can see a dislocated finger on your left hand, so school finger means it's Selby School in Brighton's, because they got a nasty reputation of whacking the knuckles of anybody that writes left-handed.
That was amazing.
Was I right?
You're certainly learning.
Was I right?
It doesn't matter. I'm very impressed. You should be proud.
Was I right?
No, I'm sorry. I don't go to school. My father teaches me. Everything I know I've learned from him. But it was a valiant effort. No, really. Even Sherlock Holmes wasn't born Sherlock Holmes. Let me help you.
What?
I know the circus better than anybody. Let me help you, and I think we can find out what happened to Crispin.
Alright.
Let's go to Zolda. She was the last person to see Crispin alive.
Hello there, Frank.
Yeah, Jingles?
Where are we going?
Over there. What you think you're doing?
What?
You ducked, didn't you?
So?
You're not supposed to duck.
You said?
You ducked the first time, then I turn around, you get smacked in the gob and fall down.
Why's that?
Because it's funny.
How's me getting smacked in the gob good and funny?
That's what humor's all about, isn't it?
How come humor is always about me getting smacked with the gob, slipping on a banana peel, getting poked in the eye all the time?
That's what clowning's all about, isn't it?
But why? Why don't we sing clever songs or tell funny stories? Like that one time we went ice skating and you got your tongue stuck on me skate.
Because that's not clowning, that's storytelling, that is. Clowning's about getting whitewash put down your trousers.
Maybe I could be a storyteller.
Then go get yourself adopted by a writer family. That didn't happen, did it? You're a clown, like me, so be funny like me.
But you ain't funny.
I'm being hysterical, me. Mr. Winter gives a chance, didn't he? A home, a family, a future. We're trained to be clowns, and you better start being funny. See?
Ouch.
That's better.
Hello.
Who's this then?
I'm Quinn. Who are you?
I'm Crank, and this your luggage Jingles.
Not her own names, of course.
There are funny names.
She's not laughing.
Maybe she's a quiet laugher.
Crank isn't a very funny name.
There are clowning names. That's good enough, isn't it?
So, you two are clowns? Is it hard? Are your feet really that big?
You think clowns are funny?
See? Better.
She's not laughing.
She has a sense of humor is all.
If you say so.
I do. What are you then? New meat?
What do you mean? What's new meat?
I mean, did Mr. Wainwright bring us into our little family?
Me? No.
What are you doing there then? Circus is closed, isn't it?
Inspector Lestrade is asking the grown-ups about the sword swallower.
Crispin?
He died.
Very sad.
Not funny at all.
Right in the middle of a performance, I heard. Did you see it? Was it bad?
He was at the end of his act, swallowed the sword to the hilt.
Then he just killed over, didn't he?
That's not funny.
It's a work in progress, isn't it?
Won't ever be funny.
And he died just like that? Was it silly like that?
See, she thinks I'm funny.
She said silly, not the same thing.
I'm very funny.
Ain't nice to make fun of him. You were a nice enough man.
At least he used to be.
You didn't like him?
Not anymore.
Why not? Was he mean? Was his breath mungy?
You were a bit impulsive, but you're all right.
If he was so great, why'd Molly run off, eh?
Who's Molly?
Molly was his apprentice.
She loved him like a father.
Did Crispin love Molly?
Yes.
No?
Why do you say no?
Why do you say yes?
You know he loved her. He took her sightseeing in every town we went with her and teach her everything he knew. She were like a daughter to him.
Yeah, if he was so great, why'd she run away?
I don't know.
Why do you say that? Do you hate him?
He must have done something awful to her. He must have. He deserved what he got, didn't he?
Why do you blame Crispin?
He was sweet on Molly.
Shut your gob.
It ain't no secret. Everyone knows you had eyes for Molly.
And now she's gone. All because of him.
Why do you blame Crispin?
He must have done something. He must have. You wouldn't have run off.
Where'd she run off?
If I knew that, I'd go to
Where was the last place you saw her?
Birmingham.
Nah, it were Leeds.
Birmingham.
Leeds. Remember? It was the night of the big museum fire. Mr. Wainwright was scared the fire was going to lead to the circus. He had us pack up early in the morning and move on.
That's right. We're Leeds.
Anything else you could tell me? Well, once we went ice skating, and Crank got his tongue stuck on me skate.
That's not funny.
You didn't let me finish.
Come on then, we need to rehearse. See? Better.
Still don't think that's funny. How come your pants don't fall out? Is that your real nose? Have you ever got hit in the face with a pie? What kind?
Look, there's more and more and more.
Blimey, the elephant sure gets around.
That's a lot, Muck.
I told you to muck out the elephant card good last night.
How comes you's in charge?
Oh, look, Tiger Muck.
Because I have seniority.
Zebra Muck.
I don't know what that means.
It means
Triple
I've
Muck.
been here longer.
Not right, a girl being in charge.
Excuse me, gents.
Oi, not Muck.
I do beg your pardon, gents and ladies. I wonder if I might trouble you for a moment of your time.
Well, ain't she a la-dee-da?
Are you in charge here?
I ought to be.
No, you isn't.
Well, I could be.
No, you ain't.
Who wants to know?
I beg your pardon. Where are my manners? My name is Phoebe.
Kiss it or shake it, but do something.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Fess.
And who are your acquaintances?
They don't matter.
I'm Piper, and that one's Digger.
Hello.
And Fess ain't in charge.
Should be.
Ain't though.
Should.
Ain't.
Should.
Ain't.
Are you in charge, sir?
Ha, she ain't no sir.
You're a lady?
Shocker, ain't it?
Yeah, that's the beauty of working with animals. See, they don't give a 10 who bad looks. Or think I should be something else. It doesn't bother them if I don't drink with my pinky up.
Which you don't.
They don't mind if I have calluses or scars.
Which you do.
They only care if I'm kind of gentle.
Which you ain't.
Sawed off.
So you're animal trainers.
Not yet. My Piper here is better with animals than anyone. She can tell every kind of muck just by smell.
A real talent.
Her loves the animals more than anything. She would make me for him. She's gonna be the world's greatest lion tamer.
Don't be daft. They can make a girl a lion tamer.
You wait and see.
I can put my head in a lion's mouth.
Ha.
Well, I will, if they ever give me the chance.
Leo will never let you put your head in his mouth. You scare him.
Good.
You won't be when he bites your head off.
Then he'll feel my chair and whip.
That'll only scare him more.
A lion's got to know respect, know his master is. I don't take no cheek from nobody.
If it wouldn't be an imposition, I was hoping you could tell me about Crispin.
The sword swallower?
What do you want to know about him for?
He died. Don't you want to know what happened? What can you tell me about him?
He was a decent chap.
Before Molly ran off.
Who's Molly?
His apprentice. Treated her like a daughter, he did.
But she ran off one night. Crispin was never the same. He even boxed my ears one time.
Because you were scuffing around his tent.
And we're gonna steal nothing. Just wanted to see his swords is all. Didn't have to go off his trolley, did he?
Best promise to get even with Crispin.
Shove off. I didn't do nothing to him. Besides, Deer got more reason to be mad on him. He scared her out of her mind, he did. And Piper downright threatened him.
Oh dear, what happened?
We just finished a week of Mayfair. And I was cleaning up one of the horse's stalls. Then I hear stars from the leg.
Star?
One of our horses. She's all black with a white patch on her forehead.
I see.
So I go to see. And there's Crispin at Star's stall. Laying flat on the ground.
Did he fall down?
Must have. And I tell, and started kicking a man. I'm about to stop ahead him. I tell Crispin to clear off, but he gets to his feet and corners me. You know, like he's gonna hit me or something.
Oh no.
But then Piper comes to me rescue.
Like a white knight?
I tell Crispin to leave, but he won't. Tells me to mind my own business. But the animals are my business. And he was scared and starved. So I take my whip, give it a good crack, and he runs off.
How long ago was that?
About a month ago.
That's all?
That's all I know. Now, we still got mucking to do.
Yeah, muck. Get off the muck, and horse muck, and grass muck.
Please, just a few more questions.
Why?
I'm trying to solve Crispin's murder.
Huh. What? You? That's rich.
Why?
Inspector Lestrada's on the case. You should leave it to the adults.
The adults?
Don't you worry your pretty little head over it.
My pretty little head?
I can see you how to behave. You're a proper lady, you is. Not like Piper. You don't get above your station.
My station?
You don't take charge or give orders or think too much.
Now, how about you and me take a walk in the moonlight?
No, thank you.
Oh, come on now, don't be like that.
Let me go.
What? I'm not good enough for you, is that it? Because I got calluses on my hands, ain't good enough for a delicate little flower like you.
Let me go.
I don't take orders from girls.
Hey, let her go!
Good stuff, boy. This doesn't concern you. Yow!
Say it again. Call me a boy again. I dare you.
Ow, you're gonna break me arm. Let me go.
Skedaddle.
You're off your nut, the pair of you. You leave off me.
You all right there, Princess?
Don't call me that.
Forgive me for trying to help. Do you want me to call him back?
No.
Do you want to tell me what that was all about?
He saw me as a lady.
Good for you.
No, it's not good. It's not good at all. That's all he saw. He saw the dress and the shoes, but he didn't see me. The little manners and the posture, but he didn't see me. He just saw a loose lady.
Hey, I didn't mean nothing by that.
When I was at the orphanage, I saw the girls that got adopted. The ones that were wanted. The demure, polite, fragile little girls. I wanted to be that, so I learned to cook and sew, how to speak and walk and have manners. I became a doily. Is that all I am?
No.
I'm not like you.
No, you ain't.
I'm not a scrapper like Finnegan or a leader like Wiggins. So what am I?
You're you. You're a better detective than any Pinkerton I ever saw, and the greatest detective in the world trusts you with his roughest cases. You stop bad men and put them in the clink. You just do it in a dress is all.
Really?
I ain't never gonna be a highfalutin like you. Doesn't mean you gotta be like everybody else.
Thanks.
Now plug the leak. We got work to do.
Zolda, this is Wiggins. Pleased to meet you. Zolda's apprentice to Madame Balazar, the greatest fortune teller in all Europe. She's teaching Zolda the mystic arts. I'm a fast learner. Mr. Wiggins is here with his friends. Yes.
They're investigating your death of Crispin.
That's right.
But they're not police.
No, they work for... Tell me not, I can see. They're here to help the great Sherlock Holmes.
Wow, how do you know this?
I have a gift. I see what others do not. Wiggins can see what others can't, too. He's a great detective in his own right.
A great detective.
I'm no Sherlock Holmes.
Not yet. And you want to ask me questions?
About Crispin the Sword Swallower?
Bah!
Zolda! He was a horrible man. Zolda, a little respect. The man died.
I'm not showing respect when a pig dies. I'm simply eating bacon.
You didn't like him?
He was extremely rude.
How so?
He came to the tent one night very upset and demanded that Madam look into a crystal ball and tell him where Molly is.
Molly?
Crispin's apprentice. More like his daughter, really. She ran away. Madam is looking into the crystal. She's trying, straining to see, but she cannot. The crystal stays unclear.
What happened?
Crispin smashed the crystal ball and stormed into the night.
Madam must have been really upset.
About her honor, she's not worried. But the crystal ball, it was her grandmother's. How do you replace such a gift?
Surely there must be a glass shop in town that sells them.
It's not a lampshade, it's an oracle. A talisman to look into another dimension. They're handcrafted by gypsies, and we were playing in Manchester then. There are no gypsies in Manchester. She still hasn't found a crystal ball. She's unable to do her readings. It's costing the service money.
Yeah, but surely there must be a shop in town that sells them.
A shop?
It's not a real crystal ball, eh? It's just a hunk of glass. You just wave your hands around it, say some mumbo jumbo, and you can make up anything you want.
You think we're fakes?
I didn't mean that.
I'm not a fake. Madam's not a fake.
Right, sorry.
Perhaps you are the fake. Zolda. He has questions. Is he not afraid to hear his answers?
I'm not afraid.
Then cut the cards and let us be seen if you are a fake. The Hermit. You're alone. An orphan since you were 3. Death. And lightning over water. Your parents died at sea, lost in a storm.
Blimey, how you know that? I never told nobody that.
The Wanderer. You love on the streets. No home, no family. The Wizard. A wise man and a great man takes you under his wing. Sherlock Holmes. He believes in you.
Never let him down.
The Imposter. But you're not what he thinks you are. The cards invert, so you're not even what he thinks you are.
Alright, I've heard enough.
So what are you?
I don't want to hear anymore.
Let us find out. The Fool. It is you. Playing at being a detective, but you're just a fool. Zolda! I'm just reading the cards. What matters if I'm a fake? If I'm a fake, then you are not. But if I'm not, goodbye, Mr. Great Detective. She didn't mean anything.
Sure.
It's just an act. That's all.
That's all?
Yes. Madame Valazar reads cards, palms, tea leaves, and crystal balls. She makes up 12% of our revenues. People pay her to tell them what they want to hear.
You think that's what I wanted to hear?
No, you hurt her. She wanted to hurt back. That's all.
That's all?
Yes, none of it's true.
I'm not so sure.
I am. You're not a fool.
Then what am I?
Shall I tell you what I see? Show me your hand. This line is determination, and this says you are quick to learn, and your heart says you can be anything you want to be. I don't care if you're a great detective. We don't have much need for those at the circus. I'm sure my father could find a place for you here. Would you like that?
Yes.
You'd have a home, a family? Let's go ask him now.
Not right now.
But
I may be a fool, and I may be a lousy detective, but I ain't a quitter. I can never look Mr. Holmes in the face again if I didn't at least try. Come on then, the game's still afoot.
Sausages! Get your sausages here! Piping hot sausage in a bun! Get it before the sizzle is gone!
Hey, Boyo, I've been looking for you.
And I've been looking for you.
For me? Why?
Because I'm on an errand of mercy. I've come to save your poor, tired soul and bring life to a warm body.
How you gonna do that then?
With a hot sausage and a bun. Just the thing for a working man like yourself.
How much?
That's the best part. For 1 shilling, you get a hot sausage and a bun.
A shilling? Highway robbery, that is.
Of course it is. I can see you're a man who knows his way around a sausage and no mistake. But this isn't any ordinary sausage. This here is hand-carved pork from the finest pigs in England. Why, when the pigs learn they get to be part of this sausage, they run to the front of the slaughterhouse to be first in line. A bargain at twice the price.
Nobody can afford a shilling.
On a good day, I can sell 100 or more.
At a shilling to go?
Right you are.
Sweet Mary, you must be a millionaire.
Well, there's overhead, expenses, and labor, but a keen man can make a pound or two.
I have to sell 100 newspapers to get a profit.
You must not be very good at it.
Hey now.
Selling's an art. You can get anybody to buy anything.
I doubt it.
That's because you ain't thinking straight. I seen you walking back and forth across the circus grounds. You must have walked 7 miles already.
At least.
And it's got your head in a fog. 7 miles on an empty stomach? That's a crime against nature.
Maybe.
And I bet when you did eat, it wasn't hand-carved pork. Smell that sweet, succulent pork nestled in a fresh, hot bun with mustard and onions. So sweet, they're almost like candy.
All right, I'll take one.
1 shilling.
Oh, Faith, I don't have a shilling.
That's all right. Sell me your hat.
My hat?
It's a fine hat, a gentleman's hat. I can see that right off. Sell it to me, and you'll have enough for a hot sausage and a bun.
But I like my hat. The tin dropped one, so I got to keep it.
But you ain't gonna starve without it, are you?
Oh, fine.
There.
Hey, that's not enough.
I know. I deducted the money for the sausage.
Oh.
Here you are. 1 hot sausage and a bun. Costs a shilling, remember?
Oh, right.
And you just been had. That is called salesmanship. It's a gift. Not everybody can do it.
Gift a gab, more like.
And it's gonna make me a millionaire, and no mistake.
Why don't you gap at that sword swallower?
I don't know. I could hear him yelling and screaming, all coming from the gypsy tent. He was out of his mind. He runs out of the tent. I try to get out of his way, but he runs over the trolley, breaks everything.
Terrible.
Ain't the half of it. That comes out of me pocket, that does. Nearly 6 months of pay I had to give up to get a new one. And on top of all that, I had to sew by hand until we got to camp where we could get a new one.
That one made me mad.
Oh, it did.
I would have wanted some revenge, mate.
Oh, I did.
I would have wanted some payback.
Oh, I did.
I would have wanted to kill him.
Oh, I did. Wait, no, I didn't kill him.
You just said
I said I wanted to, but I didn't.
you had a motive, you had an opportunity, you are now a suspect. And that, mate, is called detective work. Not everybody can do it. It's a gift.
Finnegan, there you are.
Wiggins, I probably got the whole case solved with me.
I didn't kill him.
He's a liar.
I never lied.
Are your sausages really made from hand-carved pork?
No.
Liar!
Okay, I lied. They're not.
And you didn't kill Crispin?
No.
Liar!
Finnegan, are you the newsie?
Yeah. But sometimes I hear the money is in selling sausages, but it could be a lie.
Do you remember a story about a museum fire in Leeds?
Aye, but why?
What happened?
I don't remember it all. Just the headlines. Big museum fire. A woman got burned up in the ashes. Nobody knows who she was.
Can you get me an issue of that paper right away?
Aye, but why?
He's making deductions.
2 tragedies while the circus was in town got me thinking. And any other back issues of the paper you can carry. Go, hurry.
Wait, I didn't kill him, I swear.
What do you think? Brava, brava. Like, you are so wonderful and so beautiful. I think you shall be walking the tightrope as soon as the trapeze before the summer. Do you think so? We.
We? You think I'll be walking the tightrope? Goody.
No, child, you are not ready.
Aww.
She's how you say clumsy? Clumsy? We.
We? You think we're all clumsy?
No, just you.
But you said we.
We, and I meant it.
So we're all clumsy?
No.
We'll all walk the tightrope?
No.
But life will?
We.
Goody.
No, not you. You are not ready.
Aww, I'm not ready.
We.
We? None of us are ready?
No, just you are not ready.
But you said we.
Stop it.
Wait, are you speaking French?
We.
What do you mean we? I'm not speaking French.
You do know we means yes in French, don't you?
And you know it means us in English?
We.
Yes, we all know it.
Stop it, you're hurting my brain.
Hey there, partners. Wondering if we could ask you some questions.
But of course, how you say Yankee? No.
Botcher?
No. We, cowboy.
We? I'm not a cowboy.
Bonjour, cowboy.
My friend is not a cowboy. See? What's so darn funny?
But of course, how you say Catastrophe Jane.
What's funny?
She wants to know if you're Calamity Jane.
Dang, I know Mule Skinner.
Are you certain?
We just want to ask some questions about that dadgum sword swallower.
Crispin?
I thought he was dead. I ain't dead.
No, Crispin is dead.
I knew it.
We do not want to talk about Crispin. No.
We don't?
We.
So yes, we do?
Stop it, you're hurting my brain.
Why don't you discuss him?
We do not like to talk of the dead. We.
We or we? I hate this.
Got nothing nice to say about him.
No.
So maybe you done killed him.
We are not barbarians.
We are barbarians? I'm so confused now.
This is not the Wild West. We are not shooting each other down like you do.
Call me a cowboy again, I dare you.
Alaska, easy. Alaska, that's your name?
Yeah, and what of it?
Nothing.
That is something.
That's what I meant.
That is how you say
Sad?
no.
Hysteric?
No. Amusement. Very, very funny.
Yeah, it's a regular lap riot. Why'd you hate Crispin?
He nearly, how you say,
Ruined? Destroyed?
destroyed me.
How do you figure that?
After Molly ran off, Crispin needed a new assistant.
All of you?
See? It's not just me.
No, just me. He put me in his act.
I got strapped to a large scarecrow. And Crispin with their knives at her.
I can see why he'd want to do that.
But the costume he has for me, it is how you say,
Terrible? Awful?
ugly? Wait, so very, very ugly. I cannot be seen in it.
Just because it's ugly.
It makes me look ugly. I am seen by many young men. And if one likes to see why I look, one will want to marry me. The costume he has for me, it is hideous. And no man will ever love me. They hate the way I look. It makes me look ugly.
They laugh
They
at
laugh
you.
at me. Yes, at me.
Don't look at me. Nobody laughed at me.
I do not want to be Crispin's assistant, but Mr. Wainwright insists. I do not want to look hideous, so one day I will wear my very best dress and look how you say,
Lovely, stunning, beautiful.
we,
Thank you.
not you.
Aww.
just me. I'm a vision of loveliness. And all the men will want to marry me. But Crispin is missing Molly, and he can't concentrate. He throws knives at my dress. It is in tatters.
That's a real great tragedy.
I need to get a new dress, but I cannot buy one.
There was a big train wreck in York that day. All of these stores are closed.
Not to help me. The dress looks hideous and unattractive. No man will want me. They all laugh at me, the way I look. Laugh at me.
So what?
It might not matter to you, cowboy, but it matters to me. I know you don't care about the way you look.
Hey!
And no man wanted you, no family wanted you, and you will die old alone.
So what?
I do not want that. I will get married and have a family.
Alaska doesn't need a man. She's not only sturdily, and she already has a family.
Not a very good one.
Well, that's your opinion. I want to thank you all so much for your help. You've been a great assistance. Good day. Oh, one last thing. The clothes of those outfits is hideous.
I don't need it none. What is it anyway?
At least.
Hey, you two, what did you find out? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
Lemmy, are you crying?
No, and shut up.
I just ain't never seen you cry before.
Wiggins, do shut up.
Right, sorry. So tell me what you found out. Inspector!
Inspector Lestrade!
Inspector Lestrade!
Oi, what are you lot doing here then?
I beg your pardon.
He said, what are you lot doing here then? You were told to push on.
What's all this then?
Dr. Gosh bad news.
Doctor gave us some bad news.
Poison.
Poison.
What?
Sword swallowed up some bad poison.
Sword swallowed up some bad poison.
So it was murder?
Murder? Holmes got on too.
Sherlock Holmes was poisoned too. Poison? Not Mr. Holmes!
Easy, lad.
Is he dead?
Not yet, TikTok.
Not yet, praise be, but the doctor said he don't have much time.
No.
He's dead by morning.
Is there no hope?
You know what, or why, or where, or who.
They don't know what poison was used or how it got to his body. They're running tests, but it don't look so good.
All right, let the doctors do their work. We now have a murder to solve.
Two murders.
All right, Wilkes. Mr. Holmes isn't dead yet. Let's crack on.
Inspector, we have information.
Not now, lad.
But it might help.
If you want to help, go see Mr. Holmes while you still have a chance.
But
I don't know if the hospital will let you in, but get out of here. All right, boys, double time. Mr. Wainwright, get everybody back into the big top.
Come, everyone.
Wiggins.
This way. Come along, Elsa.
Mr. Holmes, poison?
How? Who did it? Why?
Come on, I know a shortcut to the hospital.
no.
What?
Don't you want to see Mr. Holmes?
Are you a doctor? Can you help him? Best way to help Mr. Holmes solve this murder, find out who poisoned him.
We find the poison.
And with the poison, they can make an antidote.
Quite. We're the best chance Mr. Holmes has to stay alive. We solve this murder fast enough, we save Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins!
Finnegan, Mr. Holmes has been...
Poison. I heard it all. What's our play?
You get what I asked?
Right here. What are you looking for then?
Quinn said there was a museum fire. See if you can find anything about that.
Here.
Right. Big museum fire in Leeds. Says a healthy bit of treasure got burned up in the flames. And they found an unidentified body in the ashes.
I remember that day. Saw a lot. No. About half a ton of gold went missing from the train.
I suspected as much. Where else did the circus play?
Mayfair. Got it. There was a big bank robbery there. Someone got away with 20,000 pounds. 20,000 quid? Blimey.
Solda said they couldn't find a crystal ball in Manchester.
Manchester. Here. A jewelry store got robbed in Manchester last year. I remember that. Sometimes a handful of priceless diamonds. Oh my. What? What does it mean? Are you thinking?
I am. Come on.
Inspector!
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 Please!
What's all this then? Pipe down.
Inspector, we have information.
What did I tell you lot about interfering?
Please listen.
Get them out of here.
Listen to him, you ignorant snake.
Ignorant am I? Get them gone.
Move on, you got rats.
Come on, off with you. Inspector, that woman that died in the museum fire, that wasn't a woman, was it? It was a girl.
What did you say?
We can help you, Inspector.
You were gonna help yourself into the clink if you had something to do with that. Officers, round them up.
Like,
And stay out of my investigation. Come along, Mr. Wainwright. We have a murderer to catch.
Elsa,
Wiggins, what are you doing?
I think I know what happened.
You do?
Yes, it's so simple. It's elementary.
Don't treat me like I'm stupid. Just tell me.
First, we heard about a museum fire, then a train wreck. That got me thinking. Every place the circus is played, a major crime has taken place. I think someone's using it as a cover-up.
To commit crimes?
Yes, even more so, I think Crispin found out and was trying to prove it.
What? How? This is crazy.
Everyone said Crispin was a good man, until Molly ran off. But he loved Molly, and she loved him. So why'd he run off?
I don't know.
I don't think she did. The clowns said Crispin would like to take Molly sightseeing in every town, like to see parks and galleries and museums. That was her what got burned up in that museum fire. Crispin didn't know for sure and went off his nut trying to figure out what happened. Went to Madame Balzar to look into her crystal ball, but she couldn't help him. Look here. A figure was seen escaping on a black horse with a white star on its forehead.
One of our horses?
Star. The Piper said they found Crispin in Star's stall. Flat on the ground he was.
Maybe he fell.
What if he didn't? What if he was on the ground, looking at the horse's hooves, seeing if it was been running on cobbled streets or not?
So, you think Crispin uncovered this plot?
And then was poisoned for it. A simple drop on the end of his sword, and zap, Bob's your uncle.
What about Sherlock Holmes? He didn't swallow a sword.
I don't know, yet.
You don't know, but you're certain about the rest?
I don't know for sure, but it's a logical deduction based on the evidence at hand. That's what Mr. Holmes always does. To prove it, I need your help.
My help?
I need to see your father's books.
My father.
The books will tell us the exact date the circus was in each town, if those dates match up to the crime.
So you think my father's a master criminal?
I just want you to...
Send my father to prison.
I know it's a lot to ask.
No, I can't. I won't. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. He keeps those books with him at all times.
Can you get it from him?
No, Wiggins, you've gone off your rocker.
Also, I think I'm right.
You think? You think. You want me to portray my father of being a criminal because you think?
You know how you feel about your father.
No, you don't have one.
I know you wear his ring proudly, and you want to be like him. Believe me, I know.
No, you don't.
I do, because...
You're not Sherlock Holmes. You're wrong. Everything you've ever deduced has been wrong, and now you want me to betray my father because a bunch of gutter rats have a hunch? I won't, Wiggins. I'm sorry. I liked you, I did, but you're not a great detective.
Wiggins, are you alright?
I try to be like him. I try to follow his ways, but now... Mr. Holmes may die because I'm not like him.
We can't give up.
Maybe we are just gutter rats.
No, we aren't.
Sure ain't normal.
Who cares about normal? Sherlock Holmes is respected by all of Scotland Yard. He could have called 100 policemen to do his job. But he didn't, Wiggins. He called you. He didn't ask Inspector Lestrade. He didn't even call Dr. Watson home. He trusted you, Wiggins. You. I don't care if people think I'm not normal. I'm proud to be irregular. We are not too poor, or too boyish, or too stupid or frail. We are more than that. Sherlock Holmes put his life in your hands, Wiggins. Now, what are we going to do?
I don't know what to do.
Sure you do.
Phoebe, I don't know what Mr. Holmes would do.
Then stop trying to be him. What would Wiggins do?
Maybe I'm not a great detective.
Wiggins.
But that's alright, because maybe we are. If we put our heads together, I think we might be able to figure out what happened.
Right.
We gotta see those books. See if the circus was in town when all those crimes took place.
We can do this, but it's gonna take all of us. Together. We need the Feign Fight fan.
Blimey, we haven't done that in a while.
Everybody know what to do? Then let's go.
Fight!
Help, help, there's a fight!
Police, we need the police!
Here they come!
I'll try not to hurt you. You lousy, no good leprechaun!
Dirty Yankee cowboy!
What's all this then? Kids are nothing but a bother. Break it up.
Oh, Mr. Wainwright, I do abhor violence. In the sight of blood.
Wiggins, go!
Stop, thief! Stop him!
Got him, sir.
Why, you little rat.
Listen up, you snake. The circus is the front. every town they visit, a major crime happens, and they just move on.
That's nonsense.
That body in the museum fire, that was a girl named Molly.
That's slander, that is, boy.
Not if it's true. Check the books to see if the date matches. Look at March 15th, the day of the museum fire.
Aye, the circus was in Leeds.
What? Let me see that.
June 17th in Mayfair.
Yes, we were there at the time.
July 21st in Manchester.
Yes.
August 15th in York.
Yes, my goodness, Inspector, can this be true?
Stop. Don't turn another page.
Now, boy.
A moment, Inspector. He's thinking.
Of course. It's also elementary. Here, give me the book. Elsa, take it and read a page.
I don't want it.
Any page.
No, this is crazy.
Elsa, take the book.
I don't want it.
Stop it. Why are you badgering my child?
The poison. Poison is in the ink. Mr. Holmes must have looked at these books. Licked his finger, just like Mr. Wayne right here.
If that's the poison, that's the antidote.
Get this to the hospital right well now.
But you didn't know that about the books, did you? Or you wouldn't have licked your own finger.
No, of course not.
You should get to the hospital yourself, sir.
No, not until I understand what's happening here.
But if he didn't do it, who did? Somebody else has been keeping the books.
The one who could practically run the circus now. Your daughter, Elsa Wainwright. You run the books, don't you, Elsa? How else could you know that Madame Balazar makes up 12% of the revenue?
No, that's insane. Are you saying my daughter tried to poison me?
I bet the poison was meant for Mr. Holmes.
She couldn't have known. She wouldn't let me lick the poison.
The books look to be in a woman's writing.
She's not that smart. It would take a criminal mastermind.
Be quiet.
She's not that smart. Elsa, tell them.
Quiet.
Please. She's not that genius.
Stop it.
She's not that smart, Inspector. Please. I'm her father. She's my daughter.
I'm not your daughter, you old fool. Don't you know how long we've been planning this?
We?
She and her real father.
What? Her real father's dead.
No, he's not, is he, Elsa?
How did you know?
The ring on your finger? The Irish crown and the setting is upside down. That means it's not a W, it's an M. M for Moriarty.
Not bad, Wiggins. I am the daughter of Professor James Moriarty, the greatest criminal mastermind of our time.
But Elsa, darling.
I'm not your darling, you silly old fool. My real father and I have been using the circus as a front for years. More crimes using it than you'll ever find out.
But how?
You don't really think I go to boarding school. I spend all that time with my real father, my real genius father.
In Brighton.
Not bad, Wiggins. I do spend time in Brighton. I do wear glasses, but father disapproves. And I am left-handed, but father's cane cured me of that.
Everything you know you've learned from your father.
You listened.
That's why she was with you, Wiggins. Keep an eye on our investigation.
And once you tried to figure it out, she got you out of the case.
Except for boarding school, you were right on all accounts.
Take her away, lads.
You have not heard the last of me. My father will come for me.
Well. I see you pay no mind to Scotland Yard.
Are you mad? Are you going to arrest us? Throw us in a clink? Put us in a chain gang?
I shouldn't think so, but this is most irregular. Most irregular indeed.
That's just us, Inspector. The Baker Street Irregulars.
Blimey.
I like that.
Anyways, I reckon we solved a murder today and a lot of other crimes. And saved the life of Sherlock Holmes. I may get a promotion out of all this.
You.
Don't worry, I'll be sure to mention your names in the reports. Hey, you dropped your hat, boy.
Oh, it's not mine.
Sure about that, are you? I'd say you earned it.
3 cheers for Wiggins!
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!